I came to the master's house late one evening, carrying a question that had been troubling my mind for many days. The master was already seated by the tea table. The soft yellow light cascaded over his calm, tranquil face. I sat down quietly, poured more boiling water into the fragrant teapot, and spoke up. "Master, ultimately, where does money come from?" The master looked at me, his eyes tolerant, as if seeing through the movements of human life. Taking a sip of tea, he smiled. "An excellent question. In this world, the flow of money is endless, but fundamentally, money comes from three main sources: the heavens, the government, and the people. 1. Money from the heavens, a gift from nature. Money from the heavens, the master slowly explained, is precisely the assets bestowed by the Creator: land, minerals, forests, and oceans. But those assets only truly turn into money when humans possess enough intellect to recognize their value and extract them. Look at our country's ngak ling zing. Previously, it was just a wild plant hidden in the deep forests and high mountains, barely noticed by anyone. But when the scientific community proved its outstanding medicinal properties in nourishing life, its value skyrocketed. From a weed in the corner of the forest, it became a national treasure, becoming green gold. You see, nature has already laid out the treasure, but without the awakening of human intellect, money from the heavens would sleep forever. I nodded in realization, then wondered, "Master, so how can an ordinary person like me recognize and receive money from the heavens?" You need three things: knowledge, observation, and respect for nature. Knowledge helps you see the hidden value, observation helps you seize the opportunity, and respect helps you extract it sustainably. If you only know how to take without planting and giving back, that cash flow will eventually dry up. 2. Money from the government, the power of mechanisms. The master poured me another cup of tea, his voice deepening, full of strategic intent. The second source is money from the government. This is not necessarily a tangible asset, but rather the massive power of mechanisms and planning. A single stroke of the pen from public authorities can turn invisible things into colossal, tangible value. Just look at Two Duck City. There were desolate, swampy lands that few cared about, but the moment the government issued the zoning plan to turn it into an innovation and high-tech hub, the value of land and services exploded instantly. Those who understand the mechanisms and can read the macroeconomic vision never have to chase after money. They only need to stand ready there, and money will automatically flow toward them. So how can one leverage this source of money without making mistakes, Master? I asked cautiously. You must remember, mechanisms are created to serve the public interest and national development, not for personal profiteering. Invest in true value, build infrastructure, and provide services that align with the flow of policy. By aligning with nature and macroeconomic trends, you will inevitably achieve sustainability. 3. Money from the people, trust, and consensus. The master dipped his finger into his teacup and gently traced 3 points on the table, connecting them into an isosceles triangle. He pointed to the final corner. Money from the people is the money of trust and consensus. You can create a good product or a fine service, but if you do not gain the trust and emotional resonance of the community, you cannot go far. Recall the story of the Beatties shoe brand. There was a time they were forgotten amidst countless new trends. But when Beatties Hunter was born, they weren't just selling foam shoes. They sold national pride. They sold the youth spirit of going to return. It was that very consensus and intense emotion that revived an empire. Master, how do we build solid trust from the people? The master replied, his eyes brimming with empathy. It must stem from authenticity. Never sell what you do not believe in, and do not do things that bring no real value to humanity. Once you act for the benefit of the customer, trust will sprout. And once trust is established, the people's money becomes an underground spring that never dries up. The master paused for a moment, looking straight at me. Money from the heavens is resources. Money from the government is mechanisms. Money from the people is trust. But do you realize, ultimately, what is the core puzzle piece that connects all three of these money sources? I pondered for a long time, stringing everything together, and then burst out. Master, is it the human being? If there is no intellect to see resources, no vision to understand mechanisms, and no character to create trust, then all three of those money sources are meaningless. The master smiled, a smile of pride. Exactly. The human being is the center of all things. Money is not the destination. Money is the measuring stick that reflects your own intellect, mindset, and character. When you know how to cultivate yourself and create value, money will naturally seek you out. Stepping out of the master's house, I cast my gaze down at the city lights shimmering in the distance. Out there lies the land of nature, bridges built by zoning mechanisms, and millions of human hearts trading and exchanging trust every day. I realized a simple yet monumental truth. If you want to have money, stop making money. Sow the seeds of value. Understand nature. Flow with the times and touch the human heart. When you do that, wealth will automatically knock on the door of your life.